Hello everyone, I'm Adrian May, Head Teacher here at Bradfield School, and can I start with a very warm welcome to you in Year 6 who will be joining us at Bradfield School in the new academic year, and to all of your families. We hope that this presentation will be useful for you at this very exciting time as you look forward to joining Bradfield School. So in this presentation, we will look forward to, as I say, welcoming you. We've met some of you already, and we will see more of you as we'll explain in the upcoming information. To give you some information about us, a welcome from us in the school, talk to you about some of the key people that will be working with you when you join Bradfield School, to set out some of our expectations, what you can expect from us, and what we'll be looking for, because as we say it on there on the first slide, that really important support for people to be really successful, our young people, they get support from home, and equally that support and push and challenge from us in school. We'll also go over some of the practicalities, those details that make it smoother and just help to allay any of those fears, and make sure that everything's clear and we know what we're doing at what times, what we need to bring, and that just helps us to make that process as smooth as it can possibly be. And as it says there, so that you get the very best possible start at Bradfield School, which is all that we could ever want, isn't it, for you to be really successful in that transition and build on the great work and the great things you'll have done at primary. So when the government's guidance said that we could welcome more students into school, we have looked to put on transition days for our Year 6s to welcome as many of those, hopefully all of our students, to have a transition experience at the school before we start in the new academic year. You can see from this slide that some of the bigger feeder primaries have come with the students in their bubbles during the last three Fridays, when school is a little bit quieter at this moment before the summer holidays. And then we are looking to invite students from the other 16 primaries, which we will be taking students from for the new academic year, so that we can replicate those days in the last week of the summer holidays. So staff have volunteered for that, to give the students exactly the same experience, so that hopefully all of our Year 6s will have been to the school, had their questions answered, and feel a little bit more familiar with the surroundings before they come back with everyone else in the new academic year. So our vision, Bradfield School, where all people thrive, and the all is so important. We want an inclusive school. We have such a wonderful community here at Bradfield School, with students with really supportive parents, really supportive carers who will look after one another. And that inclusivity is so important to us, that students, wherever they come from, whatever barriers they may have at certain times, which we'll all face, that we can support one another and achieve excellence and move forwards. A school where we respect one another, where the students show respect for one another, for their teachers, for the other staff in school, and likewise we do to them. And again, we don't teach them that from scratch. We're really fortunate, and our schools, our primary feeders, send students through their right respecting schools who already know that and do that. So we build on that. We build on that work. A school that's responsive to the needs of each and every individual in the school. If that be responding to their needs, special educational needs, if we're talking about responding to those with very, very high starting points, and so that we're stretching and making sure that curriculum is really offering all of our students challenge, so that wherever those students are on that continuum, they can be really successful at Bradfield School.
For those that have not seen me already from the previous video that we sent out, I'm Mrs. Lofthouse, and I'm going to be your head of year. I'm overall responsible for the key progress within school and the welfare of the children within my year group. There's other key people in school that you will get to know as we go forward together over the next 5 years. So the list there, right away from head teacher Mr. May, going through the list, a couple of key people on there. is our transition officer, Mr. Carrington, who you will have again seen on the previous video, who introduced himself. We also have a safeguarding lead, which is Miss Tyrrell in school, and we have our SENDCO, Mrs. Hogg. Again, some of you will have met Mrs. Hogg during some of our support that we've had in the primary schools. We see the pastoral support in school as very, very important to help with the well-being of your children while they are with us. The pastoral team is made up of different key people for your child within school, but also the wider community. So everyone, every single member of staff within our community takes the pastoral side of school very, very seriously. So as far as contacting school is concerned, your first point of contact will be the form tutor. And again, your child will have a lot of support from the form tutor. They will see them on a Monday to Friday. They will see them at the start of the morning, so they can help them with any issues that may arise. So form tutors will be responsible for making sure the children get the right information for that day. They'll check that they've got equipment and they're ready for the learning throughout that day. Also, it's an opportunity to ensure that they're aware of anything that might have happened the previous day, and they can support them going forward. Our form tutors are generally teaching staff, so they will teach a subject within school, so they will have a teaching timetable. Our pupil support officer, Mr. Carrington, he is purely working with our Year 7 students, and that's to support on any safeguarding issues that may come up within the day, the week, or within the year, and any larger welfare concerns that need to be dealt with more immediately or might take more time than the form tutor has on that day. And then we've got myself as head of year, and again, as stated earlier, then I've got the overall accountability for the year group and progress and welfare of your child. We speak as a pastoral team every single day, so if anyone's got any issues, we do ask that they communicate that, so sort of it's a process of informing everybody about the children, so we've all got the knowledge that we need to make sure they are safe and well within school. Like I said earlier, everyone's got the pastoral role, so everybody within school looks after the welfare of your child. So it might be that your form teacher isn't available when you need them, and it's a case of, well, they could speak to their subject teacher, or they could pop into any office and speak to a member of staff if they felt as if they need to. Within school, we have a designated safeguarding team, and this means if children are upset or worried, or there's something on their mind, again, in addition to the form teacher or anyone within school, we do have the team that are accessible all day. They have a corridor on they have a room, sorry, on N1 corridor, and they would be able to go and knock on the door and have a chat with those people if they felt it was appropriate.
So, my name's Mrs. Banks and I am the Deputy Head up at Bradfield School, and similar to how my colleagues have already talked about this, it was an absolute pleasure to welcome the first Year 6s into school on Friday the 3rd of July, and we very much look forward to seeing all of our children on their different transition days in term time and over the summer holidays before they come through our doors in September. So I just want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about that move to primary school, and certainly what changes are the levels of independence we expect from your child, both in terms of getting to and from school potentially, and also finding their way round and their preparation, getting their bag ready, getting their homework ready, getting everything they need in their bags for the day ahead. But what stays the same are those high expectations, both of you as parents and carers. We've got the same high expectations that our primary colleagues have had of you throughout your child's time at primary school. We've got those same high expectations those primary colleagues had of your child's attitude to work and trying really hard and being ready to learn from mistakes. And you can expect the same high levels of commitment from us in secondary school as you will have enjoyed from your primary staff during their time at primary school. So to flesh that out a little bit, we as a school will do our absolute best to fulfil all of those bullet points that you can see on the slide at the moment. And for us, our kind of motto is that we want Bradfield School to be that school where all people thrive. So regardless of your child's ability or interest, we will support your child to absolutely achieve their potential and participate fully in all of the things that we offer at school. And we absolutely pride ourselves on providing that broad and balanced curriculum and that contact with home. From the point of view of your child, we'd like you to spend a little bit of time going through this slide with them because these are their expectations. It's absolutely crucial that they've got their school uniform and all of the equipment that they need. And we are anticipating sending more details about school uniform with regard to everything that's happening with COVID. But you need to be in that position where they've got their school uniform, all of their school uniform, good to go for September. The biggest thing that we want from our students is, as I've already said, that they are working hard, that they're trying their best, that they're being responsible and respectful to others and the school environment, and that they are absolutely embracing the mistakes that we hope that they will make in their lessons so that they can learn from them and progress. What we need you as parents and carers to do, as you can see there on the screen, again, just as we will aim to keep you informed of everything that we know that you'll want to find out about what your child's doing at home, it's absolutely crucial to us that that communication comes from you as well. So if there's anything that you feel that you need us to know, to make sure that you share that with us. And it's your kind of expectation of you as parents and carers that you're doing all you can to get your child here with everything that they need in the right frame of mind to be able to access all of the curriculum that we will be providing. With regards to attendance, our target is that your children are at school 96% of the time or above. We're aware that there can be really genuine reasons why students need to have time off, which is why we don't look at that 100%. And attendance remains a really important part and a really important focus on that connection with you at home, particularly our first day absence calls. We've slightly changed our routine from September onwards, that our pupil support officers' first job of every day is to make those calls home where we can see that your child is not in and discuss the reasons for that. So 96% or above is what we are aiming for, which is higher than the national average by quite some margin. And we hugely appreciate your support in working with us to get to the bottom of any issues where we can work with you where there are barriers to your child attending school. I talked about the importance of that two-way communication with us speaking with you at home and vice versa, and we want that to continue throughout the year in that informal way, be that emails to school or calling school or us calling you, but we also want you to continue, as you will have done at primary school, to attend all parents' evenings and to discuss every report that we send home with your child. Formally, we have twice a year where we invite you to come in. The subject parents' evening is currently calendared for February, and we have a very early opportunity in the third week of the September term for you to book a time to come in and meet your child's form tutor. The real purpose of that meeting is to ensure that we nip any issues early in the bud. Really, it's a check not on academic progress on that third week into that first half term, but a check on the thing that has to be right first. Is your child happy in our school? Are they feeling secure? Are all of the conditions right for your child to be able to thrive with us? And that's why we put that very early meet your tutor session in the third week of September. We do, however, facilitate the fact that you can contact us in a continual, ongoing way that will allow you to see your child's timetable, their behaviour, the things that they've done well, and we will be sending you details of how to log in to MCAS, My Child at School, during either the summer holidays or more than likely right at the beginning of September. We would invite you to just keep abreast of things by logging on to, or looking at rather, our school website. We are in the process of overhauling our website. We would like it to be a little more user friendly than we feel that it currently is, but just to flag up a couple of things for you, you can see that there you've got key dates coming up underneath news and events. Under the About Us section is where you're going to find our policies, detail about transport, detail about lunch menus. Under the login section, when your children are our students in September, is where they're going to be themselves able to log in to access our different management information services and to access parent mail, student emails, and our homework apps. And probably most of immediate importance for you, the Contact Us section on that page will allow you to find all our key telephone numbers and emails, but you can continue to email us at transition@bradfield.sheffield.sch.uk.
So what I have really enjoyed is we've just completed our first transition day, and we are going on to do some more of these. So by the end of the summer, then every child will have been able to have the opportunity to be in school, have a look round school again, and just get acquainted with what you probably saw when you came up for the open evening back last October. So it's been really good. Our teachers have been able to answer some questions that your children has posed, and they've had some fantastic questions that they've been asking. So as far as going forward at this point then, some practicalities. So thank you very much to those of you who have sent in your data forms already. If you haven't already done that, can you make sure that is sent back to us as soon as possible? This will allow us to start putting information on our system so that we can have contact with you via email. The other question that we got asked quite a lot was about dinner money. So you've been asked to fill in a biometrics form, and on that biometrics form it states that we take your child's fingerprint. This will either be taken on the transition day or it will be taken on day one. You will then be able to top up online via parent mail. So what do our first day arrangements look like at the moment? So I'm really excited to be looking forward to working with our group of Year 7 students. We are due to start back on school on Wednesday the 2nd of September at 8:40. Obviously, we've not been able to have the full transition days. I know a lot of students are worried about where will we meet on the first day. There'll be a huge amount of support within school, so staff will be on duty early in the morning to direct the Year 7s into the hall. If this changes, again, staff will inform your children where they need to go. From here, our form teachers will meet the group. And again, don't panic if you've forgotten your form teacher, all right, and the name. I will have the list with me. All our tutors will have the list. So we will help you make sure you are in the right form group. Your form teacher will then take you to your form room. And that form room you will be in for the rest of the year. So that's very constant. So you'll go there every single morning. You'll have the opportunity in this time to meet the rest of your form group. Again, the situation we've had is that students will be coming up in their bubbles, so we know people haven't met the rest of their form group, and we see this as essential. So during the first half term, we'll be doing a huge amount of work to support your children to meet the rest of your form. We'll be finding out different backgrounds, we'll be finding out interests, hobbies, so we'll find out a lot about each other within their group. Also, we will have support staff that will be working with the Year 7 group. So they will be moving from one form to another to ensure everybody's safe and well, and they'll pick up any concerns. So if they feel someone that is a little bit shaky, which some of the children might be, or a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, then it means our support staff can work a little bit more to one-to-one to support your child going forward. Your tutors will do another school tour of the school. So if you've been up for your transition day already, then you've had another tour, but obviously it's going to be a couple of months before you're back again. So your tutor will take you on a tour, and they'll highlight where the lessons will take place. So for that day, if you've got maths, they will take you up to C1, okay? And then they'll show you where your science lesson might take place. And again, we're here to help each other out. So there'll be a lot of staff on hand to help each other out. At the end of the day, and again, we've had lots of questions about the buses because you've not got used to that process. And if you're relying on public transport, then it can be quite worrying because you don't know which bus to get on as they leave school. So we will ensure, and we'll do this for as long as we need to, that the teaching staff on period 5, which is your last period of the day, you will leave 10 minutes early. So rather than waiting till 3:05, we are going to let you out of those lessons at 2:55. Your teacher will then bring you out to the buses, again where there'll be more staff on duty, and they can make sure that you get on the correct bus. So we've just put this on slide on there because it gives you the Travel South Yorkshire website that you can go onto, and that will update you on any information. It's also on there about which passes your child will need to get on that bus. So if you can contact them directly, that would be fantastic. So from me then, I'll say bye-bye for now. And like I said, we're really looking forward to having you at Bradfield School and working with you for the next 5 years.
So I hope you found that presentation useful. If you do have any questions or any other queries, please do get in touch with us and we'll try to answer those as soon as we can. As has been said many times in the presentation, we are really looking forward to welcoming you in the new academic year with all of the other students here at Bradfield School. But thank you for watching. Bye for now.